It's 1901 in Gettysburg, Pennsylvania. People are out and about and visiting with their friends. They are having a wonderful time, and, well, some of them are a bit bored. Well, I've got a cure for that. Let's read a newspaper together. We will be reading the Star and Sentinel from Gettysburg, Pennsylvania, dated October 9th, 1901. Gettysburg. There is no spot in the world connected with more memorable events than the 35 square miles of ground which witnessed the terrible conflict between the Federal and Confederate troops on Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, July 1st, 2nd, and 3rd, 1863. The contest at Gettysburg marks the flood tide of the rebellion. The Southern cause received its death blow on that field. The decision victory infused with new hope into the Northern hearts and nerved their arms for brilliant victories, which culminated in the formal surrender of Lee at Appomattox. The Gettysburg of today no longer reeks with blood. The dead are buried. The widespread devastation of those few days have been repaired by the merciful hand of time. And yet, every spot is hallowed with memories that can never die. He meant well. A young editor took an apartment on South 12th Street. The landlady said frankly to him, "I will tell you, sir, that my husband is a worthless fellow. I have to support him, and he sometimes comes home very late drunk. There is no other objection to my house." The editor said this was no matter and thought no more of it, until a few nights later, when a great uproar in the street awoke him. He looked out of the window and saw a man lying on the doorstep shouting ribald things. "The husband," thought the editor. "I'll go down and let him in." He ran forth in his pajamas, grabbed the husband by the neck, and jerking him into the hallway, proceeded to drag him up the stairs. But the man made strong objections to this treatment. He howled oaths and abuse, kicked, struggled, even pulled out a handful of the young editor's hair. But this was in vain, for the youth is strong and of a determined mind, and he was bound that he would do his landlady a good turn. He had got perhaps 3 parts of the way up the stairs with his burden, when 2 heads were poked in the dim light over the balustrade, and the landlady's voice said, "Why, Mr. Blank, what are you doing?" The editor panted as he took a fresh hold and at the same time ducked a sharp uppercut. "I'm bringing your husband up, ma'am. He's drunk again, I'm sorry to say." From the other head on the landing, these words then issued in a deep bass voice. "What do you mean, young feller, by drunk again? I'm this lady's husband. That man doesn't belong here." Instantly realizing his mistake, the editor dumped his charge out into the street again. Then he returned and apologized lamely to the rightful husband for his strange words. Royal baking powder, light biscuit, delicious cakes, dainty pastries, fine puddings, flaky crusts. Household hints. When you wash handkerchiefs, collars, etc., put them in a pillow slip before they go into the boiler. You spend no time fishing for them, and they don't get lost or thrown out with the suds. Some queer verdicts. What is a reasonable state of intoxication? Apparently, just missed precise definition by a coroner's jury in Mississippi, which stated in its verdict that we, the jury, find the deceased came to his death by a stroke of an eastbound train, number 204, on the I&C Railroad at Fentress, Mississippi, in Choctaw County, he be in a reasonable state of intoxication. A somewhat similar indefiniteness of legal conclusion mars a verdict of a neighboring Georgia jury to the effect that we, the jury, find the defendant almost guilty. Mary's fractious sister. I suppose your baby sister cries some? Asked one of the neighbors. Cries, said Mary. Why, she just seems to look on the dark side of things all the time. Local miscellany. Mrs. Fannie J. Brewer, Baltimore Street, Gettysburg, will have a sale of household and kitchen furniture on Thursday, October 24th. See advertisement next week. Joseph Carver and John L. Sheeds, two of our champion fishermen, caught 31 bass at Witherow's Dam last Wednesday. They were all of good size and made a fine string. The two public drinking fountains, which were authorized by the borough authorities some time ago, were put in place last week, one at the courthouse and the other at Eckert's Corner. Pipes convey the water from the water mains into coils placed in the wells at both places. This is done for the purpose of cooling the water, which is a good idea. The fountains will be open to the public only during the summer months, it being necessary to turn them off in winter on account of freezing. The council deserves much credit for establishing these public fountains. Honorable William H. Tipton has purchased the Schmucker property on Chambersburg Street for the sum of $3,800. We understand Mr. Tipton will convert a portion of the building into business apartments and occupy the remainder as a residence. Work on the building will be started in the near future.